So this is a ride with the San Diego Bike Club. It's the A ride, and it's about a 75k loop around the La Jolla Esconditas area. So we're joining the ride now, coming up to one of the more fun sections of the ride. I put the power meter up on the left hand side, the power data with the RPM, which is cadence. It's got the grade, percent, and the elevation. That doesn't really mean much. And on the right hand side is the speed and my heart rate. So yeah, the bunch already split coming up to this mini rise. So I chased it down pretty quick. And as you can about see, I drop my chain, so my power drops off because I'm pedaling into thin air. And yeah, there we go, and the bunch just rides away. Luckily, I managed to flick it back on, so I had to chase it down again. So I'm working pretty hard now, a couple of times, first to chase down the bunch and then to chase down again when they're already going pretty hard up the hill. So it's not advised to expend all that energy. And yeah, we're coming up to a good section now. It's a nice rolling section with not much traffic, and the bunch generally goes pretty fast along here. As you can probably make out, there's not much structure to the bunch. It's a bit of chaos everywhere. We'd call it a bit of a chopper fest in the UK. So yeah, the riders are everywhere. There's no sort of organised people sort of pulling turns or anything. It's more like a bunch road race, like an unofficial road race that just happens every Saturday morning. So like in a road race, you want to put yourself near the front of the ride, otherwise you end up having to chase down gaps that are forming in the back of the pack again and again, like I've already had to, and there's actually another gap forming here now over the top of this rise. And yeah, just you expend a lot more energy unnecessarily. You can't follow anyone that's going off the front. You're just in so much worse of a position to react to the front of the race. So in this section now, yet again I have to chase down the couple of front riders, and yeah, after that I try and make an effort to move up past some of the riders that are near the back of the bunch and put myself near the front. And now, as you can see, I put myself in a lot better position. It's really starting to light up now. We're putting down some serious wattage over a little rise, coming up to like the last little hill of the section where there's normally a sprint, and the rider in front of me puts down a lot of power suddenly, and I just couldn't follow him. I was doing sort of 600-700 watts and I cracked, and a couple of the other riders come past. Most of the bunch was left behind, but yeah, I could not follow that guy. I was right in his wheel, but I let it go. So after that section, it was very broken up. It was quite high pace, but stop-start on lights and various junctions and stuff like that. So it was really hard to sort of get any momentum in the ride going. It's a bit frustrating riding around San Diego area. It's very much like that. There's so many lights and so much traffic, you end up stop-start for a lot of the ride. But now we're coming up to the coast, and for the first time the bunch is looking somewhat organised, and we've got a bit of a chain gang going. So the rider in the front of the group will share the lead and then swing to the side and let the rest of the line come through, led by the new leader. The first rider then eases up and drops in behind the last rider in the line, staying in their slipstream until once again their turn comes at the front. When you have enough riders like we do now, turn to the front is pretty brief, so there's a continuous flow up and down in 2 lines. So all the riders are acting like a link in a chain and rotating around in a circle, so that's why it gets its name, the chain gang. As you can see, I'm approaching my turn now. A little thing a lot of new riders do is they try and pull through too hard, whereas you can see my wattage didn't change too much, only increased a little bit when it's my turn at the front, and then I pull to the side when I'm clear of the rider to my right, and I drop my wattage a little bit. Normally you drop it a gear and that does the trick, and the rider in front comes through, and it's good practice to shout clear so that he knows when to pull in front of you, and it keeps the group going a lot smoother. And we're coming up now to the final sprint of the day. The pace is starting to increase leading up to it, and I see these 2 riders are moving their way around the rest of the bunch to the front, so I decide to hop on his wheel, and sure enough they do drag me nicely past everyone into a great position. Unfortunately, I guess my legs just weren't used to the intensity this time of the season, and I couldn't follow him for the sprint. I didn't have anything really left in my legs. You can see my wattage only gets up to about 800 watts in my full-on sprint, when normally I can hit well over 1,000 for over 10 seconds. So yeah, just nothing in my legs today, and I was pretty happy with overall how I did on the ride. Before it I was like, oh, am I going to get dropped? But yeah, I was going better than I expected, and yeah, it was good fun. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Give it a like if you did, and yeah, leave it a comment below if you want to see more of this type of video, more vlogs, more travel videos or whatever. I'm open to suggestions. Thanks for watching, and good night.